afternoon, everyone. All protocol duly observed. I'd like to thank Mrs. Awoshika for this opportunity. And, I also respect everyone that is seated here, Your Excellencies, the management and board of First Bank. I'm here to tell everyone here a story. Are my slides up, please? Slides. So I'm here to tell you a story. So I think it was December 2016. I attended one of the TFD series, Tara Faladuruto, we call her TFD. And Mrs. Awoshika was invited to speak. And I remember, I think it was about 3 to 4 hours. She spent time breaking down how to set goals, how to invest, and how to create assets as women. And for me, it's really, really struck a chord because I think at that point, I had been a member of an investment club for 3 years, but I was the only female in my investment club. So I remember when we were about to start, I and 4 other guys, they were my MBA classmates, we decided to come together. And I remember telling some of my friends, and they were just not interested. But after 2-3 years, they all started saying, no, can I join? But at that point, it was too late because we're not taking on new members. So when I listened to Ms. Awoshika speak, I thought, oh, this is very exciting, and this is an opportunity as well. So some of TFD mentees came together and said, why don't you start a group of young women, and let's see how we can own assets. So they reached out to me, because at that point, I started to blog about investments, about investment clubs, and so most people knew that I could talk about it, and I had done it personally. I had an investment club, and I had done multiple investment clubs as well. So it started there, and then we started the TFD Investment Club. Next slide, please. So for us, this is a journey, and I'm just going to take you through the timeline here. When we said we wanted to get together and bring women together, we reached out to the TFD series community, because we knew that they had listened to Mrs. Awoshika speak, they were familiar with the First Gem product, and we thought, what, let's send out a survey. So we sent out a survey asking a lot of questions. Would you like to save? What's the minimum you can save? Would you like to own real estate? What other assets are you interested in? And based on the results of the survey, we got over 250 responses, actually, and most of them, gave us lots of good answers. A lot of them said, and majority said real estate. So we thought, okay, fantastic. This is an opportunity to help women own real estate. So we held meetings, and First Gem, the group, First Gem products, Mrs. Binkpe, they were so supportive, especially the Mayfair branch. They came out with all the forms, and all the women opened accounts, and they started to save towards this goal. So we had a 2-year plan, and the goal was at the end of 2 years, each member of the investment club will own a piece of real estate. Now, at that point, we had, mixed answers. A lot of people said, oh, I already own land, I want to own property, or I don't want to own land anymore. But we thought, it was wise to start at the low end of the ladder. We wanted to get as many people on the real estate ladder first before we started to build up and do many other things. So August 2017, we started the TFD Investment Club. And it was such a pivotal moment because for me, it was very inspiring to see a lot of young girls. There were 1 or 2 that just finished NYSC. Not all of them live in Lagos. We have members in the US. We have members in Uyos. We have members in different states. So it wasn't just the Lagos thing. But all they had to do was send an email and tell us, oh, I want to be part of this. And, First Bank was very supportive. We sent them forms. Some of them went to the branches in their states. Even those in the US, opened everything. And, they had accounts. And the plan was you will start saving in the First Gem account. And then you will start moving that money into a joint TFD series account. So, we started to contribute money. And when we started, we said each person to contribute 50,000 naira. And, initially we thought, oh, this was probably a lot for a lot of young people, but it was also inspiring to see young women, make sacrifices and say, I'm going to be part of this. I don't care if I have to give up something. They were very determined that they made sacrifices. So we started to save, and then we started to look for land because we knew we wanted to start at the lowest level of the real estate ladder. And, that was when I took an education in the real estate industry in Nigeria. Because while I had managed investment clubs, I had mainly done the money market, stock markets, and small businesses in terms of investment. So we started to look for, and the first shock was, oh, our budget was too small. And I thought, really? Because if you hear about the Lekki Free Trade Zone area, a lot of things, you find out about land. I went on so many site visits. Mrs. Binkpe went on a site visit with me as well. We wake up 6 a.m. in the morning. It was such an education. But for me, I was very determined to find land with very good documentation. We know the stories of Womenin and all the issues, and I wasn't ready to get 40 young women into trouble or into a court case. So for us, it was very critical. So I had to work with professionals. I had a legal professional. I had a certified real estate surveyor in the team. I also had a certified real estate professional as well in the team. So every time I'll go to them like, what do you guys think? So we did everything as much as we could above board. Can you keep the slides up, please? Thank you. You know, and over time we will find land that we thought was good, and then we go and check the Lagos state records and realize that, no, it's not working. It's either there's an Omonile issue with the land or something. So I kept, at a point I was really tired, like, please, let's just cut this whole thing. It was getting too difficult. But thankfully, we found land, right? And it was like a hallelujah moment for me. And I think that was May 2018, this year. I know it was so amazing because it really demonstrated the power of many, like I always say. Because when we found this land, it was going at 3.5 million a plot. So I worked up to the development company and I said, you know what? It's 3.5 million, but we don't have 3.5 million. So what are you going to do for us? And he says, how many are you? And I said, there are 40 young women who want to buy 60 plots of land. And he said, okay, you can get it at this price. And I started to negotiate, and I learned the skills of negotiation as well. And eventually we got it at 2.4 million per plot. And you know, it was demonstrating the power of many. I'm saying cash is king. I'm going to buy 60 plots of land. That doesn't happen every time. So you have to give me a better price. And I also negotiated a payment plan. So I didn't have to pay everything up front. I paid 40% and I paid the rest over a period of 12 months as well. So for me, it was saying that instead of owning a plot of land in an area that had documentation issues, it was better to own half a plot for 1.2 million in an area that, and we made money on the buy because that land was valued at 3.5. Each person got half at 1.2, so technically they were already making money before they even bought it. You know, so the value of that land was 1.750, and you bought it at 1.2. So they were going to resell immediately. And it had very good documentation, everything checked out, because we had the lawyer, we had everybody check everything. And then we signed the contract of sale. We sent it all to the ladies. They were all excited. I know it's so touching to see the stories and see young women send emails and say, oh my God, I've gotten into Omonile issues. I'm so happy I finally own land. I don't even live in Lagos, but I'm happy I can say that I own land in Lagos. The stories are so touching. And we're working towards August 2019. At that point, we are going to assign each young lady a deed of assignment. And it's going to be such a proud moment that we're really looking forward to. So for me, this whole journey has been about getting women together to do a lot more beyond what they can do themselves. Because for a lot of them, they would not have been able to negotiate the cost of that land. They would probably not have had time to do all of the site visits and everything that I and members of the team decided to do. I don't know, are members here? I know we have 1 or 2 members of TFD Investment Club here. Say hi. Oh, we have another one here as well. These are the young ladies. Well done. Well done. So, Amofe, I have to really talk about her because it was her first job from my NYC and she started to save immediately. You know, that's a great example right there. You know, so many stories, and, you know, it was taking advantage of the power of many to do a lot more and own assets, right? So you don't have to wait. Stop waiting. Start collaborating to do a lot more. On that note, thank you very much.